Hello, this is Dan Grenick, Commissioner of the SFL. I'm here with Dan Spinder for the first SFL live interview. No text.
Live interview.
It's all live. I'm going to start it out with Dan Spinder. So basically tell us, how's it feel to be back after that 3-day retirement you had?
Well, it feels good. Obviously, had a little break there. Had some time off. Had some time to
Think about things.
just basically.
How was that 3 days? What'd you do?
Well, I went out to my home in Florida. I
Gotta do that.
played a little high school football, as we saw on the site.
Yes, that's right.
Just throwing it around with the kids, and I was like, I got to be back in it. So I
Shows on the field.
talked to the commissioner. He set me up with Litz, and the rest is history.
Anything different from last year, SFL 2009? What besides the linebacker? How's it feel playing?
Well,
Anything different?
as far as playing, nothing really different. The linebacker obviously gives you a different look, but I still think it's just the one-on-one matchups out there. Still got to make plays. Still got to do
Players
that.
out there. Compare your team to last year. Last year, you had the Hart Foundation, you had Gospo, you had all those players. Now you have me, you have Kevin sitting over there. You got a good squad this year. You had a good squad last year. Compare the teams.
Well, for starters, I would like to say that our team last year does not get the credit it deserves. Obviously, a few games didn't go our way. I think of the game against Beast Mode, the game against the Cobras. There was a game against the Replacements where we kind of let a few plays get away from us, and I think that could have been a different team
May I chime
with
in?
those wins.
Derek and Kay played in that game.
Derek
so
and Kay played. Spila played in that game for about 3 plays, went to the hospital. I mean, things did not go well for us last season.
Couldn't get his core temperature up.
Right, exactly. The core temperature. But as far as last year versus this year, I like our attitude better this year. I think we're a little bit more of a motivated team. And I think our talent's a little better too. Speaking
of the team this year, what do you expect for them come playoff time? They've clinched the 2nd seed. You're going to get a little bye week action in there. What do you expect from your players and from you in the playoffs?
In terms of expectations, I don't really look towards results. I look towards how we prepare and what we do from now until then. So I can't really say we're going to win games or we're going to lose games, but I can tell you we're going to put ourselves in the best position to win games.
Nicely said. Let's talk about this year a little bit. Let's talk about some of the games you've played in. Is there any game that you felt very nervous about? If so, what was the game that made you the most jittery going in? Either playing or going in, or what game stuck?
In terms of nerves, I never really. I mean, I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but I don't really feel that before a game. I always feel like I'm ready to play and I'm ready to go. In terms of a game that I was excited to play, and I wanted to play the Horsemen. We had come off 2 pretty sizable wins, and I wanted for us to prove that we could be an elite team in the league, and I felt like beating the Horsemen would have catapulted us there. Obviously, Wittish's team was a big game. I would have liked to have that back, but hopefully we'll get another chance. But those are the 2 games I think of.
He beat the Horsemen by 9 and lost to That's What She Said by 20 points. Is there a player that you prepared for most going into a game? Would that be against the Horsemen? That's what she said?
Well, we did prepare for Wittish. Obviously, that didn't work too well. He played a pretty much flawless game against us.
Almost had a perfect game.
Almost had a perfect game. I don't know. I can't think of one guy in particular, but yeah, probably Wittish.
Which D lineman gave you the most trouble, do you think?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm going to say, well, there's a few guys that stick out. I'm going to say Garland, number 1. Garland, he played a great game. Stephen Harris. He did not get a sack, and I joke with him about it all the time. He played an excellent game that week. He gave me trouble. He didn't get to me, but
they call him the container.
He gave me trouble. Jason Wall honestly had a good game against us. With That's What She Said, kept the pressure on. Those are probably the 3 I can distinctly remember, but there wasn't anybody who played as bad that I said, wow, I could take them every play.
Talent's there.
The talent is there.
Is there one play this season that you could take back? Just specific throw, run?
Maybe it was That's what she said. You might remember this. It was late in the game. I think we were down 6 at the time. Going into the end zone. I believe it was a 3rd down, maybe a 4th. And I scrambled to my right, and I never do it, but I threw it like a duck over the middle, and Whittish picked it off. And
you can't have all perfect games.
That might have been the one. That might have sealed it for us.
Right.
And if we would have scored there and tied it, things could have been different.
Still got the bye week.
We did.
We won every other game. Now, one last thing I want to talk about this season. Just one word. Yosh. Tell me about him. What you saw from him in his one game against
Obviously, he's a very competitive player. He's got the heart to win and the will to win. He doesn't have the hands to catch a touchdown when we need it, but that's something we can work on. Obviously, he's going to be a talented player for the future of this league.
SFL 2015. Watch now. Yosh might be running that thing. Now, we're towards the end of our show, and I thought I'd throw this in. We're going to do a little lightning round.
Okay.
You have 1 or 2 seconds to answer. I'm going to throw a name at you. You say the first word that comes to your mind when you hear these people. All right. So start out. Steve Gospel.
Our foundation.
Steve Harris.
Warrior.
Nick Daniel.
Oh God.
One.
Words can't even describe, man. That kid has been through it all this season.
Moving on. Brian Macy.
Hands. Where are they?
Frank Johnson.
I don't know Frank Johnson.
Blair Estefan.
He was good. Underrated.
Mike Kowalski.
Oh, the loudest lineman we ever had.
Area 51.
The heart and soul of Team America.
Nick Ladziak.
He played a good game against us. I respect him. And he jogged it back when they were down big. I like that.
I respect Nick Ladziak. Rob Weisenberg.
No idea who he is.
I'm going to get a little tricky here. Matt Harris.
God. You give me some tough ones, huh?
Owen Wilson.
Broken nose.
Celine Dion.
Yeah, overrated singer. Not as good as advertised.
Jason Conda.
Pass.
Last one. Dr. Alan Grant.
Just a true man of greatness. I got nothing.
Now that that's over, glad to see your views on everyone. I'm sure we'll be getting a call from Dr. Alan Grant soon. Any predictions for down the end of the road of the season?
I leave the predictions to the experts. All I'm going to say, like I said earlier, we're going to do our best. And like Tony said, do your best and forget the rest.
It's Tony Horton from P90X
That's
YouTube.
Right.
And we're done here. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I'll be playing with you in the playoffs. So cut it.